Cops are killing us. The public is killing us. White people are killing us. Black people are killing us. Men are killing us. Women are killing us. Now we got some people who want to sell a narrative that's bullshit. Because as long as they sell that narrative and you, the American people, are stupid enough to believe it, or selectively ignorant enough, I should say, it must be okay, right? Racism exists. It does. Right now, a lot of the issues that we're having are based on people who want to assume that everything that ever happened to them in their lifetime happened because of the color of their skin. Forget the fact that everybody's got problems. A lot of people like to shove that in my face. Sean, everybody's got problems. Everybody's got problems. You know what? Everybody doesn't account for 81% of the incarcerated population. The homeless do. The people who aren't people to you. Now I got these folks up in Oregon. A lot of people are talking trash, saying these people are violent. These people are violent. They're throwing stuff at the police. And I'm looking at what they're throwing at the police. Guess what they're throwing at the police? The shit that the police are fucking shooting at them. Hell yes. Now, why did it take this long for people to organize well enough to figure out they could use leaf blowers or put on some gloves, pick that shit up, and fucking throw it back? Them cops ain't liking that shit, are they? Fuck no. They got no problem shooting that shit at you. But then they want to complain when you throw it back. These civilians didn't bring them grenades. These civilians aren't the ones with grenade launchers launching smoke grenades into crowds of peaceful protesters. The police are the ones making it non-peaceful. But then again, a lot of folks are like, well, this is all about BLM. No, the fuck it's not. It's about this shit happening in the United States to the poor. Coast to fucking coast. The United States government is a bunch of goddamn pedophiles. They've infiltrated every single level of this government. That's what happens when you start with the top down. So you got the pedophile at the very top. He doesn't want to put people into positions of power who can investigate him. So he puts child molesters in. And those child molesters in those positions of power, they got the same issues. So they're going to hire people who are probably child molesters. Meanwhile, we got BLM selling a racist narrative. Now, why is it that I stick up for rights, but I am against BLM? Well, first of all, BLM is a racially motivated hate group. Not all black folks are racially motivated or hateful in that way. Matter of fact, even here in Chapel, Nebraska, I've seen black folks wearing Black Lives Matter shirts, but I've also seen them wearing All Lives Matter shirts. But of course, black people can't be racist, right? But if you say all lives matters, then you're a racist. Well, what if you're a black person who says all lives matters? Is that a racist? Oh, why is there different rules? Why is there? See, the Constitution is supposed to be for all of us, but it's not. The most marginalized people in this country, you don't give two shits about. You make excuses why they must have wanted it, needed it, chose it, or deserved it. You know, I'm kind of sick of people telling me what I owe them for the color of my skin. Do I go running around telling black folks that they owe me for the color of my skin? Do I tell them that they owe me? No. But I'm also not going to pretend that when I see something happening, a whole shit ton more to the homeless, I'm not going to pretend that those homeless lives don't fucking matter because they're not black. And by the way, many of them are. But the way that we treat human beings in this country, we make all sorts of excuses, don't we? Up in Oregon, they got a major issue with heroin. Now, this has been going on since the 90s. Some of y'all who've been watching my videos and paid attention, you know that the Juggalos brought in heroin about 2003. That's not to say there was no heroin in Boulder before that. It's saying that's where the real epidemic showed up. That's why. But you go to Washington State, that's a different story altogether. That heroin epidemic, we're talking about 1993 and earlier. Heroin has been a big problem in Seattle, Tacoma, Portland, Eugene, Olympia. The Northwest is full of that shit. The most victimized people in America. It's got nothing to do with skin. You go, all right, well, we got 90% of these people who were locked up because they were homeless. We got 10% who had to deal with actual racism. But we're going to pretend that the 90% of the other victims don't exist. Or we'll pretend that those other 90%, you know what, fuck it. The point here is, you know, white people been helping out black folks my entire life. White folks have been standing up for black rights my entire life. I'm one of them. But for shit's sake, if you're gonna fucking shame the other victims, you don't need their fucking help. Then stop fucking shaming and blaming them. Leave them the fuck alone, BLM. BLM is a racist hate group, just like the KKK. You want to blame all white people like all white people are part of the KKK? Well, that's on you. The fact is, the most victimized people in America are not black. That isn't even in the top 5. It's barely in the top 10. But it's all right, right? It's all right to do these things to other people. It's just wrong to do it to black people. Am I right? Oh, yeah, it's also wrong to do it to police. But it's okay for the police to do it to black folks, and it's okay for black folks to do it to police folks. But it all depends on who you're asking. Meanwhile, the son of a bitches in power are the ones who need to be taken down. You want to do something about fucking child molesters walking the streets and getting away with it? Do something about the child molesters in office. This isn't just a black issue. The government has too much control because you people can't get it through your thick fucking skulls that you are not the most important people on the goddamn planet. You are not the only people on the fucking planet who matter. Those fighting this fight in Oregon, having to deal with people saying, "Oh well, they're starting to do a whole bunch of drugs all out in the." Are you fucking kidding me? Have you been to Oregon? Have you been to Oregon? Have you been to Washington State? Right here on this very YouTube channel, I got what? That's right, video footage from last year of the heroin problem before all this happened. So if that stuff exists on my channel here, and you can see people with rigs sticking out of their arms on my YouTube channel before all of this happened, then obviously it has been a problem for a lot longer than they want to pretend. Media pretending like it's just starting to happen. Hell no. I know all about addiction. I know all about Seattle. Here's the thing. I got more respect for those in Oregon than I have for BLM. I have more respect for those in Oregon than I have for the KKK. I have more respect for those in Oregon than I have for any officer nationwide. Why is that? Because those protesters aren't a hate group. You say, oh, well, you can't blame all cops for bad cops. Yes, I absolutely can. Because all cops are bad cops. They cover for each other and do immoral things. And you say we can't judge them as a whole. Meanwhile, you want to judge every single person in Oregon protesting for the crimes of individuals. Well, hold on a second. Is that not the pot calling the kettle black?